106.7 KJ Country, 704 Riding Roads. That's Dustin Lynch. Rik McNeil and Chad this morning, 98 degrees today, and then 107 tomorrow. You know, the meteorologists call that phenomenon, bam! Something like that, right?
There was no warm-up to this. We're just going to hit it.
I know. I don't want to get too technical, but that's what they call it. Hey, Fire Chief Charlie Norman is with us today. Thank you so much for coming by from Tulare County Fire. And boy, have we got a lot to talk to you about. I mean, with the 4th of July holiday coming up, we have been speculating this morning about a lot of things, but we really, really want to hear it from somebody who knows what's up. First of all, it's a fun holiday, but it can be a dangerous holiday too, right?
Oh, absolutely. I love the principle, the independence of Independence Day in America. The activities, not as much. But just thank you for the opportunity to give people a chance to pass along some safety messages to keep them safe this year.
Well, yeah. So one of the things that we talked about this morning is that every year you must roll up on people and say, hey, you're not supposed to be doing that. And they say, oh, I didn't know that. What are the things that people need to know that you find out year after year they just don't know?
I think people just assume that everything they can buy is legal. If it's not at a permitted booth, if it doesn't have the Safe and Sane seal from the State Fire Marshal's office, it's illegal. Anything that leaves the ground, anything that's doctored, it can cause harm. Our goal in the Tulare County Fire Department is no fires and no injuries. And number one is no injuries. So that's what we want people to know.
So Safe and Sane, a State Fire Marshal seal. And if it leaves the ground, this is kind of big. If it leaves the ground, it's not legal.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I think out and about, you see quite a few shows that are not permitted. And there's a lot of people out there. A lot of these are coming in from out of state. If they're not purchased locally, they're not purchased within the state, they're illegal. And the safety factor, anything that leaves the ground leaves your control. It's no different than a round leaving the chamber of a firearm.
Well, so is that one of your biggest challenges, things coming in from out of state? Absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of Nevada area, we have a lot of illegal fireworks coming from Nevada. Seems to be, we've done quite a bit of pre-holiday enforcement, but a lot gets through.
Well, so I'm not sure if I'm thinking about the numbers from last year or the year before, but it seems to me that you had there was an improvement here in the last couple of years, and I just wonder if it's I'm talking about in number of calls, number of citations, number of injuries, and I wonder if you can tell us what's been going on the last couple of years, what the trend is.
You know, ironically, we've had a decline over the last couple of years in citations and confiscations, which has been good. Hopefully people are getting the message. 2020, our COVID year, it was terrible. A lot of people were confined for extended periods of time, and it was one big party, and there were a lot of illegal fireworks. I think 2020 doubled our numbers of citations, incidents over the other previous years. So
wow.
That was very concerning, but it has tapered down from there, and we're hoping that we're getting the information out to people to make sure. And again, we're not out there to try and ruin somebody's party. We're out there to try and make sure people are safe.
Well, so if you're going to get your family together, the best thing you can do is to go to one of the permitted stands that you have here in the county. And you said you have you gave us a number. How
yes,
many?
Tulare County has 27 permitted stands. All the local agencies, the local cities have their stands. Visalia has somewhere in the high 20s, low 30s as far as stands. There's accessibility. Go out and get them early. It seems like 90% of the fireworks sales are on July 3rd. So people are getting done. Human nature to procrastinate at the last minute.
Well, so I have to ask, and if this is information that you can't get out, I understand. But how many battalion people do you have to station near Chad's house to keep an eye on that family?
You know, Chad's on the watch list. We've got to make sure that we have somebody over there.
Why y'all have to point me out on this?
Chad, I've got to tell you, there are a couple of signs that fireworks should not be used. You just need to check the label for the state fire marshal seal. And also, if the firework is called Bet You Can't Outrun This Fuse, probably you shouldn't be using it.
And I sure the heck can't outrun it.
That's right. So check through your closet. Make sure that you don't have anything called Indiana Jones and the Temple of Boom, because that's not going to be good. And then, of course, that one, see you later detonator. That's not, you don't want to be using that, Chad.
I like that one, though.
Oh, well, save it for another day. Save it for when you have the young kids to outrun it.
Yes.
Hey, Chief, we appreciate your coming by. And there's one other thing we forgot to cover. There is a cost if you get caught using these fireworks that are illegal, it's not just a slap on the wrist because you take safety very, very seriously in the county. What happens if you're using illegal fireworks and you get caught?
There is a mandatory fine of $2,000. So $2,000 buys a lot of legal, safe and sane fireworks. So make sure, and if it's over an aggregate amount, we have a heavier weight, it can be prosecuted as a felony, which means you can do jail time, prison time. So the number one objective isn't to fine people, it's to make sure they're safe.
Right. And certainly we've seen in the last couple of years what can happen when a fire gets out of control. The state has been through so much. Don't be a contributing factor to another one of those years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just on the safe and sane side, just anything east of the Frank Kern Canal area, nothing's legal. So make sure.
Okay, good to know. Thank you to Tulare County Fire and everybody who's working to keep us safe this year. It's 106.7 K-Jug Country, 710 with Rik, McNeil, and Chad. Chief Norman, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.